Hi guys, so welcome to another episode of Everyday Faith, and I have the wonderful Grace with me, who is very gracious. I think you got the pun there. So we just want to ask Grace some questions about her faith. How do you sustain your faith every day?
Oh, well, I just love Jesus. I just long for more of him. And that's, I wake up in the morning.
And could you perhaps just share the story of when you first got connected with your faith?
As a very young teenager, I was brought up at Sunday school by a Sunday school teacher that was absolutely determined that she had a handful of little rebels who would grow up to be bigger rebels unless they let Jesus. And she was passionate for Jesus. So then I went away to boarding school, and I just used to read my Bible and say, God, this is real, and I want to see this. And that's been my life, really.
Yeah. And what advice could you give to people who are perhaps just starting out in their faith and they just really want to grow in their relationship with God?
Hang out with the people that you see have actually got something that fits with what you read in the Bible. And I think how people start in the faith is an indication of how they're going to go on. I was brought up, I think, to see that God was holy and I was not. And something had to happen.
So could you give us some advice in terms of sharing our faith with those around us? Because there's so many different people, and obviously there's not like a strict formula.
No, there isn't a strict formula. I spent 2 years in a evangelistic bus ministry on the streets with people, and there isn't. I think it's really being absolutely convinced that you've got something that everybody, if they knew what it was like, would want. And having confidence that when you do speak the truth, that God will back you up. I've got lots of stories about how amazing I found that to be. You don't need to know all the answers, you just need to know him.
Wow, that's so good.
Because none of us find it difficult to talk about and to share something that really we find consumes our life. I'm quite a boring person, actually. Really quite boring. Unless I'm talking about him, I suppose.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Grace, for speaking to us. And we'll see you guys next time for another episode of Everyday Faith Discussions. God bless.